Welcome back to Inside City Hall. We turn now to a competitive state Senate race in Queens. Assemblywoman Jessica González-Rojas is seeking to unseat the incumbent Jessica Ramos at a state Senate race in Queens. That's the Democratic primary coming up in June. González-Rojas currently represents Assembly District 34, which covers many of the same neighborhoods in this Senate district, including all or part of Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst, and Corona. Over the last few months, González-Rojas has also picked up a number of powerful endorsements, including by U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez, Queens Borough President Donovan Richards, and the Working Families Party, which previously had backed Senator Ramos. Jessica González-Rojas joins me now to talk about her campaign and how it is all looking. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. What are the key differences between you and your opponent? Why are you doing this?
Well, listen, our district deserves a state senator that's going to show up and deliver for our communities, and one that collaborates and doesn't isolate. And I talk to neighbors every single day, and I hear the issues that they're concerned about. It's health care, it's immigration, it is affordability. And within that, it's the, can you put your child in a daycare center? Can you pay rent? Can you afford food? So those are the issues that we are addressing here. And I have plans for each one of them to ensure that we're able to deliver for those neighbors. So for, immigration, we want to make sure we're addressing ICE. They're in our schools, they're around our communities. We cannot have that. We have to fight that. We have to make sure our immigrants have access to benefits. On health care, we're on the 6-year anniversary of COVID, and we've been the epicenter of the epicenter, and we still do not have a clinic in East Elmhurst. And that's a commitment that I have. I have a plan to deliver on that. And affordability, I rolled out a plan on universal child care. We have plans on housing, food insecurity. These are the things I'm addressing and plan to continue to address as a state senator.
Okay, so now, I mean, as an outsider who watches these things, after dropping out of the race for mayor, Senator Ramos endorsed ex-Governor Andrew Cuomo, and that, as I remember, sort of triggered a political reaction, a negative political reaction. Did that play a role in your decision to run? Well,
I'm 100% focused on my constituents, and my constituents encouraged me to run. I had an outpouring of support, and it shows that I'm someone that can collaborate with all levels of government. I'm the only candidate in this race that can work with the mayor, that can work with the Congress members, that works with the city council members, and worked across the span of all our state members. And that's who I am. I'm someone that will collaborate. I will build bridges. I won't burn them. So I'm really ready to deliver and fight for our community with this collaborative spirit.
A major issue in the district where you may have a difference with your opponent, Senator Ramos opposed the Metropolitan Park Casino, which has been approved to open in the district. What has your position on that been?
So I did my work. I made sure I took the time to do robust education, research, speak to my constituents. Every day I spoke to members who said, we want jobs, we want park space, we need housing. And, I was in a listening stance for years, meeting with all the stakeholders. And in the end, the constituents said 5-1 that they support this project. And it was because of those amenities. We're going to get 25 acres of park space, 23,000 good-paying union jobs, and 450 units of affordable housing. That was important. I felt confident I did my job in representing my constituents. And, I'm ready to make sure that we deliver on those promises, including the robust community benefits that this project will provide to the community.
When you mentioned that you're able to work with other levels of government, the borough president, the congressional delegation, and so forth, one way to interpret that is that you're part of the political establishment. Is that a fair interpretation?
I am a progressive leader. I have been someone that can build bridges and work across difference. Maybe I don't agree with everyone on every issue, but I'm someone who's collaborative, who listens, again, who's willing to work and find common ground. The work I've done on universal school meals, I work with Republicans. And again, when we want to fight and ensure that our neighbors get what they need, whether it's access to food, good, healthy food, whether it's affordable housing, whether it's universal child care, we're going to have to build those broad coalitions to get that done. That's necessary in the job. So I'm a progressive leader that can build coalitions and deliver for our neighbors.
Okay, so now I know that you're a member of the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America.
Definitely not establishment.
Well, several of the people who have endorsed you are also DSA members, but the DSA has not endorsed you. Explain the politics of that.
Yeah, well, I didn't apply for the DSA endorsement in this round, but I work very closely with all members of the Assembly and the Senate. And again, my goal is to really build those coalitions to be able to deliver for our communities. As we're building plans, we need to work with the mayor, who's a DSA member. We need to work with our borough president, with our members of Congress. So it's important that you build those relationships to deliver and get things done in the community. And again, those relationships really go a long way.
If elected, what committees would you want to serve on and why?
Oh, I actually love many of the committees that I'm on. Certainly health. Health is one of my top priorities. Tomorrow, we're rolling out a health plan on the anniversary of the 6-year anniversary of COVID. In East Elmhurst, we want to address the mental health needs. We want to support the workforce. We want to make sure we're expanding access to health care. Health and immigration are intersectional. We need to make sure our immigrant neighbors have access to the health care that they need. So that is my plan, to deliver on health care. And tomorrow, we're going to be able to do that in East Elmhurst.
We've just had the one House bills. I assume you voted along with the Democratic majority to increase taxes on the wealthy and the big corporations?
Yes. That's the way we get to fund a lot of the issues that we're fighting for, whether it's affordable housing, universal child care, food security issues. We are under severe threat by the federal government. Trump is coming after us on all levels, whether it's health care, whether it's food, whether it's our trans and gender nonconforming communities. Our immigrant communities are certainly under attack, and we see that every single day in our neighborhood. And we want to deliver a budget that's going to ensure that we can provide that robust funding and make sure we're supporting every single New Yorker.
Is this the kind of fight when it comes to raising taxes on the wealthy that needs to go down to the wire? The governor's pretty clear that she doesn't want to do this. The legislative leaders, of course, take their cues from members like you. Are you all going to push very hard for this?
We are pushing very hard. And again, our proposal raises taxes on those that make $5 million or more. So this is the ultra wealthy. These are not people who are leaving New York. It is the black and brown communities, the working class communities that are leaving New York. And we need to make sure that we tax the most wealthy amongst us, so that they're paying their fair share, so we can make investments in the programs that are going to keep New Yorkers in New York.
And on the question of raising property taxes, strictly speaking, you wouldn't vote on it, but what do you think about that?
We don't want to raise property taxes. Again, the district has many families that have single homes, many black and brown families that are building some generational wealth. So the options are, to cut services or raise taxes for the city. Now, as a state member, I'm here to fight to make sure that we raise the revenue to deliver for the city. It's really important that we do that so we can fund the programs that I'm committed to working towards, and that we're able to prevent any further increases on property taxes.
When we try and take a step back and look at where things are going nationally and how it might affect New York, the strategists are telling me this looks like a big Democratic year. What's your sense of that?
Yes, it is a year of change, and I think it's a year of change not just at the federal level, but at the state level as well. We're seeing a lot of shifts happening, a lot of movement. We're ready for new leadership. We're ready for fresh leadership. That's part of the reason why I'm running, and I've been asked to run, and I'm excited again to deliver for the neighbors.
Make this clear for us. What would you be able to do as a senator that you can't do as a member of the Assembly?
Well, the Senate district is much bigger. You have much more resources. And again, you need all factors, all parties moving together, right? We need to roll together to get things done. We need to work with our Congress members. We need to work with our city council. It's a partnership that it's going to take. And if you have a cog in that wheel, it's not going to roll forward. So to have that Senate seat would be really powerful, and to be able to work together, again, to deliver for our neighbors. And it's going to take all of us.
Okay. Best of luck on the campaign trail. We may have a debate here. If we ask you, please say yes, so we can come in and talk about these issues some more. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Jessica González-Rojas. That is going to do it for tonight's show. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great evening. We'll see you next time inside City Hall.